boy Kevin just lost lots of money.
And I bought a bunch more Tesla stock this morning.
Oh man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to another video, and oh Lord, finally, somebody who has the journalistic decency to tell the truth about me, Kevin, Mr. Kevin Paffrath out of California, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get right into this story. And so first, let me go ahead and start off by saying everything that I say is a paraphrase, essentially. Well, it's really exactly what they said, but it's essentially a paraphrase from what these people said. So let's get into this right now. The Wall Street Journal actually just recently put out a story in the form of a 16-minute podcast telling the truth about me, Kevin, and how he essentially profited off of and used his influence to profit off of the stock craze and the stock bubble that we saw in 2021. And there were some very mind-boggling things that were discussed in that podcast. Now, it was only 16 minutes. If you want to check it out, it is on Spotify. I will actually put the link down below to the actual podcast for those who want to hear it in full, so you can know that everything I say is 100% truth. No lies here. You can go and fact check the podcast for yourself, but let's go ahead and get right into it. So the Wall Street Journal did a story on Meet Kevin. Let me pull it up real quick and see exactly what it says. And I mean exactly. So the Wall Street Journal made an article that says, as the stock market tumbles, so does a YouTuber's influence. Kevin Paffrath is a social media influencer who dishes out financial advice on multiple platforms. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and rewind that. Look, even the Wall Street Journal recognized that the guy's giving financial advice. I tried to tell you. It says right here, Kevin Paffrath is a social media influencer who dishes out financial advice on multiple platforms. He cashed in on young people's hunger for investment tips from non-traditional sources, but as Wall Street Journal's Robbie Whelan explains, Paffrath's followers became fickle when his advice turned cautious. Oh no. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into everything that was said. First, we're going to start off with the title of the video and the craziest thing I got from this video, right? So remember, everything I'm saying, it came from the journalist's mouth. It's not me. The journalist said all of this in the podcast. Link down below. Check it out. Me, Kevin, told the journalist that he made $22 million from influencer activity last year in 2021. This includes courses, sponsorships, and YouTube revenue. Now, I don't know about y'all, but man, if I had $21 million, oh my God, not only would I be happy, I would honestly give some of that away. I would. I'd be like trying to help as many people as I can. I mean, that is some insane wealth. Like, I would be as happy as can be. And one thing I can tell you, if I had that kind of wealth, or if I brought in that kind of wealth one year, I definitely wouldn't be gambling it on meme stocks like Shift Technologies and Robinhood and Matterport and all that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that came from courses, sponsorships, and YouTube revenue. That is actually very impressive. I give credit where credit is due. Even though he's a grifter, which I've said many of times, that number is still astounding. You would think that that came from other things like real estate, right? Or maybe his stock gains. No, this 22 million did not come from his real estate or his stock gains. It literally only came from influencer activities such as courses, sponsorships, and YouTube revenue. Holy freaking moly, that is a lot of money. This man is getting NBA contract money. There are NBA players who don't make this kind of money. I mean, oh my God, right? So now let's move on to the rest of the article. Remember, everything I say is what the journalist said. The journalist said, when GameStop and AMC meme stock movement took place, Meet Kevin jumped on the bandwagon. They said it was this to give people what they want, pressure. And once the meme stock movement started, he started to make videos about it. Now, according to the journalist, Meet Kevin made so much money from all the YouTube stuff, he actually tried to buy a private jet. He put down a $300,000 deposit on a private jet, and he actually planned to buy a private jet, which, you want my honest opinion, is one of the stupidest things you can do. And I know, me, Kevin, you're rich, but I think me Kevin found out real quick that as rich as he is, there's levels to this thing. There's me Kevin rich, there's Ross Gerber rich, and then there's Warren Buffett rich. If you're not like Warren Buffett and those guys, the real rich people, you can't afford no private jet, my boy. So he found that out the hard way. But anyway, moving on to what else was said in the podcast. Because remember, I listened to the entire podcast while I was working out, and I took my notes. The journalist said, I think reality set in for Kevin that the market wasn't going to stay hot forever. If you look now at his channel, the latest videos he's putting out is graphics of houses on fire saying the housing market collapse is beginning. And it's funny that this journalist says this, because this journalist is actually echoing a lot of what I believe and what a lot of followers believe. Once me Kevin sold his stocks in January, he literally turned into Dr. FUD. He started to go the opposite, and he started to make fear videos and FUD videos and this crash and that crash, and it just didn't really feel genuine, which I've been telling you guys this the whole time. The guy's not genuine. He doesn't put out content that he really feels is going to happen or whatever. In my personal opinion, I think he does whatever is going to get him the views. And I understand YouTube is a business. I get it. YouTube, you want to do what's going to get you the views. Fine. But at the end of the day, I think there's got to be some type of integrity in there. Find a way to make videos that get views, but at the same time, give genuine information. Don't just start fudding every single video and saying this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And it's like, no, that's not how life works. So it's outrageous. So now, continuing on with what the journalist said, Kevin's videos pivoted and he reversed this tone and now started making videos warning that people could lose their money if they didn't sell their stocks. And his followers didn't like that. This is according to the journalist and his observation. He's most likely talking about when Kevin sold all the stocks. And yes, his followers didn't like that, because when you spend 2.5 freaking years saying AMC to the moon and GameStop to the moon, and I'm never selling my AMC, and Robinhood and Matterport and Shift Technologies and EXPI and Pinterest and Redfin, and you do all this like stock pumping, then yes, your followers are going to be upset when you flip, because there was never any balance with the guy. There was never any objective. This is how you make money in stocks. Understand there's bull markets, there's bear markets. Everything about this guy was to the moon, going to the moon, making all this money, trading, in phase, whatever. That's what it was. And that ended up biting him in the butt in the end. So now, according to the journalist, Kevin noticed that every time he talked about pulling his money out the market or advising people to sell, he started losing followers. And that's important to him because that's his real business. He can lose money on any given day in the stock market, but if he's losing subscribers, that means he's losing advertising revenue, and that means his brand is weakening over time. Wow, this journalist just said everything that I've said in my other Meet Kevin videos. So I think a few people owe me an apology, because everything this journalist is saying, and shout out to him for having the freaking courage to speak the god dang truth, god dang it, because Lord knows Fox News won't do it. Yahoo Finance won't do it. You know, the same people who put financial analyst under the title whenever the guy gets up and speak. Yeah, those people. So shout out to this journalist with Wall Street Journal for having the guts to say exactly what I have been saying for the last few months about this freaking grifter. Okay, now let's go ahead. So just to recap, this guy says Kevin noticed that every time he talked about pulling money out the stock market, blah, 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 or advising people, he started losing followers. And that's important to him because that's his real business. Did you notice what the journalist said? His real business is keeping people watching and following him. He does. It says here, the journalist said it, not me. He can lose money on any given day in the stock market, but if he's losing subscribers, that means he's losing advertising revenue, and that means his brand is weakening. So with that information, that should tell you, you probably can't trust somebody like that who isn't exactly out there to help you make money. They are really out there for their brand, which is what I've been telling you guys this entire time. Everything about this guy is freaking views. There's nothing wrong with trying to get views on YouTube. I'm a YouTuber too. I understand how the game works, but there's got to be some integrity behind it. And my issue with me, Kevin, is there is no integrity behind it. Everything is grifty. Meet Kevin, metkevin.com/public, metkevin.com/this, click my links, FTX sponsorship, the Motley Fool. There's no integrity with the guy. That's why I don't like him, and I gotta speak the goddamn truth about him, because I know what's going on here, and clearly I'm not the only one who feels about it, goddammit, because the Wall Street Journal just said it too. Let's look at this last part. It says here, Meet Kevin's subscriber growth has slowed dramatically, and he's on pace to make a lot less money, and the private jet he wanted is not happening because he lost his deposit on it. These are all the words of the journalists, not mine. This is what they said. Once again, you can click the link down below if you want to figure that out. But all I got to say is the reckoning is coming. I told you guys we have reached the end game of these YouTube grifters, and it's starting to happen. We're starting to see journalists come out and speak out on it, and they should, because as an honest and respectable journalist, you got to call it how you see it, god dang it. And this journalist is pretty much exposing that Meek Kevin profited hugely off of the 2021 bubble, and what happened to his followers. Did his followers get any richer? No. Did his followers build generational wealth? No. Are their lives any better now than they were last year? No. Who is the only one who profited from this? His name is Meek Kevin, aka Kevin Paffrath from California. I said what I had to say. I'm gonna keep speaking the truth to all those who have been supporting your boy. Keep supporting. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.